welcome back to Jerome Bee Farm and Homestead. It's a Friday, March 19th, and we're in daylight savings time now. So thing I like about that is I have extra sunlight and I can get some stuff done after work. So where are we at in the apiary right now? We have all of our hives have been inspected and they've all been rotated, the hive bodies, except 3 that were really strong that I did not rotate. And one thing that's different about this year than prior years, since we had such a cold February with that record-setting Arctic blast, the bees consumed a lot of their honey. So when I rotated those boxes, the box that's on top now is practically empty and there's not much honey in them. I am open feeding now, as you saw, on that little red ice chest. So I have wood chips in there and I pour 5 gallons in there and they'll take that 5 gallons down in a day. So I'm open feeding to stimulate and help them fill up that the top deep box. And because I'm doing that, I will not harvest any deep frames this year. I just made the decision I'm going to do that. I want to get these queens stimulated and laying. I've been open feeding pollen since end of February after the really severe cold, and to help get the queens stimulated. So what we're going to do today, when I was doing my hive inspections, so all my hives survived winter. It was amazing. I couldn't believe it. And one has a problem, I believe, and we're going to check on that right now. And if so, we're going to remedy that. So hive 23 here. I found the queen. I marked her blue for last year's queen, and she had eggs in there and was laying and had a little pattern, but the larvae were turning into drones. So those are unfertilized eggs, meaning she's done with, she doesn't have any sperm left in her to make fertilized eggs. So we're going to check on that hive and see if that's cleared up, and if not, we're going to have to take care of it. And let's just get started. Okay, here are hive 23, and look, I got my hive tool back. Actually, this is not it. So I went to Cayman Reynolds Amazon store and ordered me another one. So it was like $8. So Cayman's gonna make like a quarter off of this. So anyway, if you need one of these, go to Cayman Reynolds, and any description in any of his videos, he has an Amazon store. Go check it out, use his links, and you can buy this for yourself. And if you want, there's Amazon links on my videos too. So, but I want to give Cayman credit. So this hive 23, I suspect the queen is laying unfertilized eggs, drones. And now we're going to get in there and check it out and see what we can figure out. So we've got some decent population in here, but it won't survive the way it's going, I don't believe. So let's look on here for our queen. Don't see her. So I did mark her blue, and they are acting a little testy like they're queenless. Get this pollen patty out of the way so you can see how they're working on that. Well, that stripes is between the frames where they tore the paper off and they're going in there. Now see these little white larvae? These are hive beetle larvae already getting started in there. So if this hive gets weaker, it will become overcome with these hive beetles. And these larvae, they make a slime as they're eating. They excrete it, and bees do not like that at all. Okay, we've got a little bit of honey here. If there was any honey in that top box, I would have put it down in here with them. Man, these bees are angry. Honey. So there's a honey frame. They weren't this aggressive when I was in them last. It was a little colder though last time I was in them. More honey, and there's a shiny nectar in the middle. they're not starving. So we're looking for a blue queen, and this is mostly honey. I don't see brood. No brood yet. There we go, here's what I'm talking about. Get you a shot of this. Okay, see this pattern, how it's erratic? Not much of it. And see how they stick up? Those are drones. So this is the queen where she was laying and making her pattern, and they've all turned into drones, which means she's not laying any fertilized worker bees. So it's like that on both sides, and here she is right here. So we'll finish going through the hive and see what it looks like. But I suspect she may not be last year's queen, and if she is, she's not mated well. Because that is not a brood pattern that is going to sustain your hive. But hey, she did her job for a while. We got all these bees here. These bees are old bees. Let's see. Same thing. See all this protruding brood? There's no workers at all. In fact, there's a new drone that just hatched out right there. So this hive is going to fail. There's no way it will survive. There's no need for me to really even look anymore. What we need to do is make it queenless and get it combined, or get another queen in here, which it's early spring or it's late winter, and there's no queens. This is pollen. So this is the last of her brood right there. Okay. So we're going to catch her and remove her. Get my four-handed queen catcher here. And we've got her captured there. Go ahead and put this back in, and we'll close this up and get our next hive ready that we're going to combine them with. Okay, so this is a no-go situation. So our options here are, we need to requeen it. We could give them a frame, so make them go queenless for a while. So we've taken our queen out. We could put a frame in here with some eggs. It's really early, and I don't think there's hardly any drones around here. Maybe by the time they drew a queen out, maybe there would be drones. I don't have a lot of brood frames to spare, because my hives, none of them were like really strong. I think I had 2 or 3, so that is an option. I could do that. I think the best thing to do for this, though, and what I'm going to do, and that way you maintain all your resources, is just put it on top of a hive that is weaker and could use a boost, because a weak hive that I have isn't going to do much this year anyway. So if I add this strength to it, they may actually kick in and actually produce some honey in a super this year. So I have a weak hive over here, number 2, and let's go look at it real quick and get it prepared, and we'll do a newspaper combine with it, and that should take care of it. Okay, here's hive 2. It's a pretty weak hive. I went ahead and I did rotate the deep bodies, and the top box is pretty much empty. There's no stores in it or anything like that. Not a lot of bees in here. I was being optimistic by putting this deep box on here, hoping they would go ahead and work on it with this. Our nectar flow is coming shortly. Red buds are just starting to turn color a little bit. So yeah, see, 2 bees up here. So if there's any bees up on these frames, I'm going to smoke it pretty good to get them on down, going down into the box below. Yeah, there's just a few stragglers up here. So this is all drawn comb. This looks like it may have some honey here. Let me look. No, it's empty. This box is empty. All right, so you can see our bee population right here. They're on 3, maybe 4 frames right there. That's it. So this is one of my weaker hives. And yeah, I know I probably should not have put that deep box on there, but I did anyway. So let's just take a look at them real quick to see how they're doing. They seem to be quite a bit calmer than that other hive. Boy, they were grumpy. There's one hive beetle larva right there. Now there's a few in here. So one thing I noticed when I went through these hives, there's a few overwintered hive beetles. More than I'm used to seeing. A little bit of honey there. A little bit of honey there. So we've got capped honey here and a little bit of nectar right there. So they've been bringing in nectar for a couple weeks. It's been really light, but they're finding some stuff. Here's our brood, which is a light pattern. So here's our queen. Right here. And she's on this brood frame here, which has more brood than I saw before. And the reason is, this is a donor frame that came from, what was it, hive 4 or 5 over there. It's in my notes, but there she is. She's marked blue, but she's not very big. So I don't know how good a queen she's going to be. I think this next frame over was her original brood frame. Yeah. So I actually added a brood frame and another frame that had some eggs because she didn't have much going on at all. And we're back to honey. Okay. We've seen what we need to see. We've got a queen in here. That's questionable. But she was laying. She was laying workers. So she's not a drone layer. She was just slow. So we're going to give her a chance. So we boosted her with these 2 brood frames from another hive. And we're going to combine that other hive on with her now. That's going to give her bees up here. So I'm going to wait a little bit before I do this combine, so the field bees that are from hive 23 will have a chance to get back in their hive. And then we'll move it over here. We'll do a newspaper combine, and so the bees that are in the top won't be able to get out until they go through that newspaper. So that'll take them a while, and when they come out, they'll reacclimate to this new location because they had to go through that newspaper, and they'll figure out they're in a different location. A few will still wind up over there. A few field bees will still stay over there, but that's okay. At least it'll have a chance of survival now. Okay, the sun is beginning to set, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Most of the field bees should be done with whatever they're doing, and most of them will be in the hive by now. I'm going to put the newspaper right over that pollen patty. And normally when I do this, I will cut some little slits in the paper to help the bees get through it a little faster. I'm not going to do that this time because I want those bees to stay up top as long as possible so they can get good and acclimated and they don't return to their old location. And I'm going to set this on there just to hold it in place. I'm going to go get that other hive and bring it over here. Okay, so I got the lid from this sitting inverted right here on this other hive. So when I bring that hive body over here, I got a place to set it and I don't smash a bunch of bees, and I got a good place to put it. So I'll set it there, get that excluder off, and hopefully that newspaper will stay in place, and I'll set it right on there. Okay, because this hive was kind of hot, you know, I went ahead and left the lid on it so bees wouldn't be coming out after me. This paper's not going to cooperate. Set that hive tool on there. Make sure we got it good and lined up here. And I'm probably going to regret it, but I'm going to put this pollen patty back in there. I wish I'd have done it earlier. Try to keep them from flying, because any that fly will go back to their home location if they don't make it back in the hive. Put this on there as fast as I can. Wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I'm going to have to shake these down so I don't smash them on this patty here. So I'm going to do it fast. And I got them on the patty, so it didn't matter. Okay. And I've got my notch to the back. I'll rotate it around at a later date. I'm going to cover it up anyway so they can't get out of that. So I've got this inner cover all the way forward so it's against that notch on that inner cover so they can't come and go out of that. Okay, so that's how I take care of a hive that's got a drone laying queen in it. So I've got the queen over there in the queen catcher. I'll take her, and I have a little jar of alcohol, and I put queens like that in there and save them, and that alcohol can be used for a swarm lure. And these two hives would, so the one we brought over here would not have survived. There's no way. The one we combined it with was pretty weak, and it would have had a hard time getting going. With the nectar flow coming, I think it probably would have done okay, but still, for them to fill up that whole box with that small a population getting started, they would have been behind the curve of all these others. I did try to equalize it some by putting some a brood frame in there and some other bees to boost it up. So even with it boosted, you saw it wasn't that strong. So apart, they may not have survived. Together, they got a good chance. And this hive might make some honey. We'll put a honey super on here not too long from now, and we'll see how it goes. So hey, that's it. Give me a thumbs up if you would, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And we'll catch you on the next beekeeping video. Next time we'll probably be supering up. So that's what'll be next. Y'all take care.